Welcome back. See, you're not here. You're not here. You son of a bitch. All right, welcome back to more Palworld. That's why I restarted. Welcome back to more Palworld. Where we left off, I was collecting these green things.
I've already forgot what I was saying. Oh, what? Nope, it's gone. I had the thought bubble and then it left my brain. Oh yeah, the whole practicing the swearing, not swearing in the first minute.
Yeah.
It's a good habit to have because then it's not like a change where you're swearing all the time,
Yeah.
and then immediately getting monetized and being like a super happy dude trying to be family friendly kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like in my book, that's where Ninja went downhill, because he was like screaming and swearing at kids and like just being a real douchebag about it. You know, kind of like what you'd see, and it's funny and entertaining. But then he became family friendly, and then he stopped doing that, and it's like, okay, there goes like.
Yeah, it's too big of a change. Now, even regularly, you're not supposed to say like many cuss words in a single time. Like you can't say the F word like
5 times in a row.
Because then that could also get it demonetized. But you can still curse. So I
you
try
can
to
still swear if
try to
it's
change
like
it up.
You can still swear. It's just you gotta be, what's the word I'm looking for here? I can't think of the word. I was trying to think of like.
I was thinking restricted, but that's not the right word.
No, but you gotta be like strenuous. Is that the word? No.
Hesitant?
Yeah, I guess that would be probably a good way. Basically, not saying it all the time, but then like having it spread out a bit, like
metered.
Yeah, metered would probably be a good way. You know, don't you love it when you think of the word and then you can't think of the word, what it means and what it is?
I can think of the meaning. I just can't think of the word!
I remember the definition, but I don't remember the word!
If only I've had another way to... Ah, dang it!
If only
Trying to think of the word differentiate, but he can't even think of that. If only if I can...
If only I had my flashcards. Ah, man. I remember having ever do that in school, making flashcards for definitions or words of the day. Did you ever have to do that?
I mean, the teacher was like, yeah, do that. And I was like, nah, I'm different.
No, I won't do that. Yeah.
Test comes around. Oh, fuck.
You know, that was the same thing, but I remember how my school stuff worked. That was like what it was. They're like, make sure you study for this test. Remember these words. You can do this if you have studied.
Remember my nuts.
Like they're all, you know, like they're like, remember all your teachings, do your schoolwork, blah blah blah. And then you have like, a handful of people who don't even do that, and they'll ace the test.
Yeah.
My brother's a good example. He failed, you know, majority of F's across his entire like school years of like through middle school. Yeah, it was like elementary he was doing it, but then middle school he stopped caring and got mostly F's. High school he did the same thing until his senior year, and he actually did, and he aced it. And like they had the final grades, like the finals, you know, he'd ace them. He wouldn't study, you know, nothing, failed the homework and all that, but he'd ace the final. And I think that's the part about school that is like BS.
Yeah.
Is they tell you to do all the studying and all that, and then when you get to the test, if you don't study and all that, and you ace it, I think that means you already know it or you've learned it already, and it's worthless to you.
I mean, me is a perfect example. In high school, I got pretty much D's and F's across the board. Then I go to a different school that was called Morrison, and it was catered to...
The special kids?
No, kind of. There were special people in there, but it wasn't really for that. Specifically, you kind of need a very specific class for special people. It's hard to explain because they really taught things differently, not for stupid asses, but it was actually useful knowledge. Like we didn't,
I know what you're talking about.
We didn't do semesters. It wasn't split up into semesters. It was split up into like 2 to 3 month things. They're very short. And then after the 2 to 3 months, it swaps.
Intermittent courses?
Yeah, pretty much. And then it swaps. So you swap to a bunch of different classes. And you just keep on hopping between them. And because of that, all the shit you learn is extremely helpful. And extremely potent. Like, you learn it all then and there. Which fucking proves to you that high schools are fucking inefficient pieces of dog shit.
Dude,
And
high
here's the
school is
kicker:
like,
no homework. And guess
oh,
what
son of a
happened?
bitch.
I went from D's and F's in high school to fucking acing that school. Because
Only
that was
reason
the
I
whole
actually,
reason why I was failing. Was because I went home and I didn't do a lick of homework because fuck that shit.
yeah. Like homework, I understand. It's like if like it's like a you want to study and all that, do good grades and stuff. But it also doesn't help in some cases. It
Nah,
stresses the
I'm gonna
students
do my
out
own
more.
thing. So,
Yeah, in my book, homework just stresses the kid out more than anything. Unless they're, actually wanting to learn, then it could probably help them learn. But for people who already know it and don't need to learn, don't sign them homework. It was
yeah.
like me with my math class. Like
Um,
I
oh yeah,
had any
math.
problem with math.
Me
Math
with
was like my
math,
favorite subject, just
I
because
didn't
it
like
was so
math.
easy.
I was good at math. I just found it fucking boring. So because of that, in Morrison, since how we graduate is based off of our amount of credits that we need, once you zero out
Yeah.
in your credits, you could just leave. You don't even have to be there for graduation. You could just fucking leave early and never come back to school again. Which I
That was like
did.
what high school was toward the end for a lot of people I know.
Mhm.
They were graduating early because they already had their credits and stuff. Actually, that does bring up
I
something funny.
graduated like 6 months early. Well,
Oh,
I just
heck yeah.
left 6 months early.
Yeah, that was reminding me of something funny though, but I'll get into that in a bit. I stuck around through the entirety of this class, just because I liked plenty of my high school teachers. I liked them, and it's just that it's at the end of the school year. You've already air quote graduated. You don't need to stay, but you want to, just
Mhm.
because then you're pretty much being that student who doesn't have to do anything in the class, or like all the hallways are really empty, and it's just almost like you're the only people there.
Yeah.
But that was also a mixture because of COVID, which I know COVID's a bullshit. Fucking COVID was just some whole other fucking thing. I
It
know
was its
plenty of people who
own
just
entity.
think it was stupid. Yeah, it was so stupid for a lot of it because my concept of time got screwed up because I was stuck at home for 2 years.
Nothing changed for me.
Mine did because I didn't have a job, so all I had to do was stay at home and do things because I wasn't 18 at that time. But
Yeah.
that's something else. But on the topic of graduating, I found out something hilarious. I didn't realize it catched on that fast, or I guess what happened is during graduation, I'm not sure how yours did it, but for mine, they would throw your face up on the screen and call your name for you to go up there and grab your fancy little thing saying you graduated high school.
I wasn't there for the graduation. I literally just left.
Okay, well then, yeah, of course. I got stuck with it because my mom's.
Because
like
I was
that.
in Morrison, so once you zeroed out, you could just leave. So I was like, alright, bye. And I just stopped going to school.
Sounds like college, but yeah. So what happened is they were going down the names and calling people up to go grab their thing. One of my buds, his name was called, his picture got thrown up, and I whispered, not really whispered, but I said this kind of at a lower tone under my breath, so people in the whole big assembly room couldn't hear me, but people around me could hear me somewhat. As a joke, I said, "Oh yeah, he's dead." I said it with such a flat voice, flat attitude, just to find out a couple days ago when I was hanging out with him, because a thing got brought up about graduation or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, me saying that, he had 3 people call him after he was done at service because he signed up for the military, so he had to go off to boot camp and stuff.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't allowed to have his phone or anything. But after he was done with all that and got out, he had 3 calls from people checking to see if he was actually dead. Even one of them was his teacher.
Hey, are you dead? Oh, he's not answering his phone calls. Oh, he's dead.
Apparently, that got caught on, and I thought, saying with such a flat voice, no emotion or anything, I thought it was people would understand. I was joking, Oh yeah, he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if he was dead, I would have said something more like, "Yeah, he unfortunately, he's gone." More remorseful, more sympathetic. No, I said it just flat out right. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
But
he's dead.
apparently, that was good enough for people.
It's like, oh shit,
I
he
thought
did.
it was funnier than hell because he said that he had 3 people calling him wondering if he was actually dead. I didn't intend for that to happen.
Hey, are
but
you dead?
It was funny.
Yeah, I'm dead. Don't call me again.
I thought it was just downright funny itself because as I said, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I just said it out to myself as a joke. But apparently, other people around me caught the joke. Wink, wink, ha ha, funny.
Guess they
not
didn't
really.
know it was a joke.
It's just a prank.
So, because of how Morrison was, math was online, unlike the other classes. And because of how...
Time. Best graduation I've ever had to been the part of. Even
With
though I
how
hated
math
graduation
works,
regardless.
if you... Wait, are you able to hear me? Answer the fucking question!
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I haven't heard you say anything with the last couple seconds, so I think my stuff's imploding again.
Is it? Son of a bitch!
Oh, I saw your profile blink.
Yeah.
Ah, there you are.
Okay. Cool.
Don't you just love the internet?
Anyway, what I was saying, math, because of how it was set up, it was an online class. So how it worked was, once you zeroed out, you didn't have to do math anymore. Obviously, that's how the whole school worked. But
Concept of everything.
because math was an online class, I could just binge
not
the
for
shit.
Schools, mostly just college.
Are you able to hear me? What? Okay. Damn it.
What happened?
Well, you suddenly interrupted me, which means I stopped talking to you.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll be honest. That was because my network died, and I was testing to see if you could still.
I
you were still
know.
talking.
So
All I heard.
I then proceeded to ask, and yeah, nope, you didn't fucking hear me. God fucking damn it! I can never tell this fucking math story.
Oh, you want to hear a funny math story?
No.
Plus bad network equals I have been struggling to connect back to the game for the past like 20 minutes.
For fuck's sake!
Every time I manage to get in, I walk 2 feet, and then my stuff stops.
It's a good thing we're not fucking doing anything.
Well, most of everything's being caught on your capture end anyway. The most I'd be doing is trying to level up myself, or maybe setting up another base for some other reason or something. But as obvious implications have proven, that's not happening. And you know what would be funnier than hell, too? Is if I find out tomorrow there was news about another emergency patch that needs to be done, or something dark side, or squirrel found an electrical box.
I don't care. As long as they keep on fucking fixing it. As long as they keep on doing something instead of just sitting there sucking their own dicks. Make sure you call them tomorrow.
True. Yeah, I should remember that. Ironically, funny enough, I know just because I made the comment about the squirrel and electrical box, that's actually how my middle school lost power one day. It was funny.
Neat.
It was a perfectly nice day, everything, no bad weather, no nothing. And then the power just goes out. Nobody knew what happened, but then toward the ending of the day, apparently word got around that apparently what happened was a squirrel got stuck in the electrical box or something of one of the telephone
was
poles,
overzealous.
and yeah, it got fried. And so the power went out because of a squirrel.
Is someone cooking chicken?
Oh man, I know one of my buddies makes deer jerky.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay,
deer
math.
jerky and, like,
Because of how it worked, it was an online class of math. I went to the math class. I always hated math because I found it boring as shit, but I was really good at math. So what I did was I finished it, all of my math, in 2 weeks.
If my teacher gave me my math teachers gave me all the work on one day, I probably could have knocked it all out within that week, depending on what it was. Because what would happen is I look at it, they give a brief example, and I'm like, I know how to do it. And I just do the whole paper, and by the time they're done with their lesson, air quote, I'd walk up and give the paper, and they're like, "You're already done?" "Yeah, I'm already done." "Do I need to give you extra homework?" "No, please. No, I'm good."
It's like, nah, fuck that.
The only math I hated was probably algebra part. It was something weird with langs and logs. That thing got so complicated, and
It sounds like geography.
God.
Wait, geography?
It wasn't
Geometry, sorry.
It wasn't geography or geometry. It was algebra something. So it was like algebra part 2.
Advanced algebra.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Advanced.
But yeah,
algebra.
because Morrison had no fucking homework at all, I would
Beat my meat.
Or basically, I'd be finished with all my shit because it was really easy. So
Scrolling through feet fetish.
I just sat. No, I just sit there with like nothing to do, and it turns out, which I learned this unfortunately after he went to go work somewhere else. But my science teacher, apparently, I was his favorite, which he told me.
Why? What would you have done differently, or what would you have done?
Nothing. Just would have been nice to hear.
You were gonna hold him like at gunpoint and be like, "Say I'm your favorite. Say it."
But I had nothing to do, and I was in the science class, and I was like, well, he talked to me. He's like, "Did you finish all your science?" I was like, "Yep."
Nope.
All right. Why don't you work on some of the stuff from your other classes? I'm like, yeah, that's already done. Like, oh. Want some extra credit? It's like, fuck yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And he's like, all right. So he took me outside, gave me a bunch of pallets, and told me to build a bench.
I like hands-on like projects. Those are usually always the more fun ones to do.
It was me and one other person was building that bench, and he just left us there. Well, he went go back inside and teach. It was awesome.
Well, it sounds like you had a good whole fucking time there, bud.
It was great. He actually, one time, our science class got split up into 2 teams, and we had to build catapults.
Oh.
And the goal was which catapult will shoot the item farther. And because I have already very decent in carpentry, because my mother is a carpenter, obviously I took the lead.
Empty.
And my teacher, he told me to let other people have a chance at leading, because I was doing that quite a lot. For obvious reasons. I was, I was the most knowledgeable, and that was very obvious. So,
okay, yeah, that's my one, like, that would be like my one quirk with the person is like, if you're excelling or taking a lead a lot on something, and they tell you that you probably need to back off, or maybe like ask other.
I mean,
people
I get
fun.
the reason why, because
I
it's,
understand
it's
the reason
for
why.
the other kids to learn. But man, oh my god, it was cringe watching. Like, they fucking sucked. Holy shit.
I know what you're talking about.
They put so many fucking nails into one brace, it looked like garbage.
I know what you're talking about on that. I liked working with wood, but I didn't have any. There was no woodworking classes or anything like that in any of my schools.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I had was a manufacturing class, which that was. Was it a manufacturing class?
Fuck if I know.
No, it wasn't. It was something else. Can't remember what it was. It was basically. It wasn't. It was basically like a business class almost.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like understanding you have like limits. Like if you make a product for, I think it was project management or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But whatever it was basically it was a whole concept of knowing how much material you need to make something, and then how much you need to sell that product for to be able to make another one and make profit off of it, you know?
Yeah.
Well, funny bit, that was like the only class we could do that was close enough to working with wood, because we would work with wood. One of our first little projects was making a little wooden snowman. I got screwed out of making that because one dude took so fucking long to do his. Because we only had enough machines that we had to share with groups of 2 or 3. I got screwed out of it because some other dude was taking his fucking sweet-ass happy time. But then as soon as he came around to making on the bookshelves, I went at it. I knew what I was doing. Fucking, as you said, it's cringe to watch other people who don't know what they're doing do something.
So bad. Can you guess who won the catapult thing?
You.
Yes.
Why would I even ask? Why would you even ask if you say, can you guess? I don't know anybody else except for you. I don't know. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was your girlfriend.
Definitely our
Steve.
fucking team. because the other team tried to do this thing where they took the cords, the rubber cords, and used the tension of them twisting it in like a counterclockwise motion, and then the untwist would be their velocity. Nah, we just did pull back, release.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And ours fucking launched it.
Yeet.
Oh, get one shot. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I understand why you need to let other people have their fun and learn. But for when you excel like that, I feel like if you're that good, you excel past, you should be allowed to kind of like do your own little thing, not have to be working with people who don't know what they're doing.
I mean, I did that in fucking cooking class. I already knew how to cook. I was like, I see that one of the kitchens is empty. Can I just disconnect from this group and just do my own stuff?
I've had
And
like, one
teacher was
whole
like,
cooking class.
all right. So
I
yeah, I was just working by myself.
In middle school, and that was like it. And it was one of those like fancy classes that always trade out after so long.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. I never got any more cooking time than that. But during that time, we were doing small things like monkey bread or pancakes or some other little food gimmicks. And I was actually pretty good at it. But then again, what do you expect from a fat person? I may not be able to tell you how big the Earth is or how fast a fucking car can drive.
But boy, can I eat that car?
Yes, I can eat that car. I can eat that fancy gummy Rolls Royce from Sweden.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. People in the audience, maybe. We had that argument with Dark at one point, I think.
Yeah, did we talk about that? Oh yeah, it was in Viscera.
Yeah, we did,
Watch our Viscera.
Yeah, because I kept bringing up Swedish fish.
Yeah,
And
those
he's like,
Swedish
"We're
fish.
not
It's like,
allowed to
no,
have
we
that."
don't have those.
We have these gummy cars. Oh, that looks cool. Can I eat that Rolls Royce?
Technically.
Man, I think the best little candy idea is got to be Lego gummies. Because why wouldn't
That'd
you
be
play
cool.
with it? It's literally like they have it, I believe, but of course I don't.
Well,
think
they
it's-
have a hard candy version of Legos. Those are fun.
I mean, I understand. It's a fun little idea, you know. You play with your food, and it's a little nice, tasty snack. But at the same time, you know, some kids will get the wrong idea and try eating actual Legos.
The only problem is, to actually build something with that much candy, it's a lot of candy, and it'll fucking kill you if you get that much.
Yeah, that's true.
I built a house. Now I gotta eat it. Oh god.
Man, one thing I really would like to kind of do is make a gingerbread house. I've never made a gingerbread house.
Really? I made a lot.
Yeah, never.
I've never
It's
eaten
not
them because I hate gingerbread.
I've never even had gingerbread.
It's a cookie. You like it,
Yeah,
you like
I
it, or
understood,
you
so
don't.
it's
You
basically a cook. It's basically just gingy.
don't. Gingy.
Father. But I've never made a gingerbread house, and I think it'd be fun.
Oh, it's
I think it'd be fun.
really fun.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun.
You know
to
what?
decorate and all that, but I just never done it.
I gotta show you a picture. I'm every-
not looking at your dick pic.
It's made out of gingerbread.
It's made of a ginger. Oh man, don't even start with that. I made some interesting cookies. No, cupcakes. That's
We
what it was.
made dick cupcakes.
No, it was basically cupcakes, and the frosting. I started drawing or writing dumb stuff. It started off like wholesome, and then it turned into racist stuff and vulgar stuff.
Hmm.
Mostly the sexual stuff. You
Right.
know, like dick or swears.
Okay, so after I've made gingerbread houses for a long time, I started to get creative. And I this
It's
gingerbread,
for saucer.
this was last year, where I built it sideways.
And the people in the audience don't get to watch us. Oh, that's actually kind of cool though. It's kind of
Right?
funny.
It still looks nice. It's just sideways.
Yeah, it's just a little crooked.
And we'll do. Okay, let's see if I can find these. Sorry, views are home. I don't know if I'll ever remember to post any of these.
Don't worry, I'll call you the exact minute you open your phone.
And this is a miniature one that I built 2 years ago, where he's kind of completely upside down or inverse.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's always fun to kind of start playing with it after you follow. It's like the idea, you follow the rules for so long, but then eventually the idea is you break those
Fuck.
rules and like have your own little experiments
Wait,
and
yeah,
fun.
it's your gingerbread.
Only
You can do
works
whatever
for
the fuck you want.
yeah. That comment only like applies to certain things that are creative and not hurting others. Unless, of course, you're in the military or something or whatever, then it makes sense.
I created a new bomb! Oh no, that's not good.
Hello, mine turtle. Actually, that was a thing that Germans tried doing at one point, was trying to weaponize dogs.
Oh, they'll weaponize anything.
Yeah, what it was is it was basically, they'd have a soldier who owns a dog or whatever, blah, 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 strap bombs to it, and they'd try to teach him to, like, run at enemy tanks to blow them up.
Yeah.
Well, the dogs were too smart for that, so they kind of either didn't do that, or they turn on and run straight for the same team tanks.
Yeah, it's not good. Go get him! No, not him!
No, wrong way! Bang.
Did both of our brains just turn to mush? What happened?
My brain immediately was... I was thinking of a YouTuber immediately after I brought up the whole German thing, because he's funny. It's the only way to learn about the news, because he makes it funny. But it's also factual. The YouTuber's name is called Habitual Line Crosser. Because I stopped caring about the news, because, news...
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, the news, it's not interesting, it's boring, it's tiring. But
and they only show you the bad shit, they never show you the good shit. That's how the news works, otherwise no one would watch it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, continue.
Yeah, but what would happen is he'd do little skits where he pretends to be countries and talk about...
Like Italian.
Those current Huh? Yeah,
Italian?
Like Italian.
No, like Italia. It's a anime
know.
where all the characters are different countries. Pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess would be the way. But he'd like throw up a map image of them or whatever and put his do the green screen thing with his eyes and his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see with the...
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of those.
Yeah, and he'd start, basically doing the whole role play, but with the news and whatnot. Like the whole Ukraine and Russia thing. He talks about that and some of the other news and whatnot. And he has his fun with it. And he is he's a full-time soldier, so stuff he talks about, it's factual in terms of like the whole military debate or anything like that, or governmental debate, because he's part of it and whatnot. But it is factual. For example, like he'd have a bit running with he'd also pretend to be like military equipment, like plane, like the jets, tanks and stuff like that. Have his own fun.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite running bits he's got going on is that for the F-22 jet, he has it. It's like supposed to be like it's a 5th gen aircraft, if I'm not mistaken, for the United States, and we're like the only one who has it.
Mm-hmm.
They do not give it up at all. And
for
what
obvious
happens
reasons,
he plays the character off like he's like a bloodthirsty like kid essentially, and he's like wanting action, but he never sees the action because the United States doesn't want to show off for that because it's not needed. Where they don't want to flex off all their power kind of thing.
Well, yeah, you don't want to show your whole deck of cards.
Yeah, so he does that, but he also teaches some interesting things like man, what was it? I think it's called the Buff aircraft. Is what it's referred to.
Buff of 87.
It's basically, it's like the old plane that they built for like Vietnam or like World War I or something like that. It's like an old plane, but it constantly has been given upgrades and has kept up with the modern times, and they've never retired it.
Nice.
And he plays it off as like the character's like a grandpa, but has all the fun little toys. It's a really
show me your moves.
It's a funny gimmick. I'd say that if you don't pay enough, if you'd want just for the hell of it, you could Google it at some point for the fun of it and just watch one of the little skits he has. It's funny. He's even like, that's mostly for his YouTube shorts actually, and maybe his YouTube videos occasionally. I'm not sure how he does it. I don't pay too much attention to it, but one of his actual videos I watched was funny. Is he will tackle some like debates like, America versus China was one I watched.
I can sell
And-
things to this guy while he's asleep.
That's perfect. So no, you never have a problem with that. But he'll break it down for you, like how, like he breaks it down, like what would happen. Here's how.
Let me break
this
it
is
down
what
for you,
would
Mark.
it be, and all that stuff. Yeah, pretty much. And he explains it, and it's really cool because he explains like, oh yeah, the China may have like the biggest naval units, but they don't outweigh us in tonnage. These things can take a lot of hits, and they have all these fancy little toys that you can use against them, and such and such, and so on and so forth. He gives you detail that's open to the public.
Yeah.
He can't explain certain things because that's confidential.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. So using the information that he found publicly, that he did some digging to, because he can tell what's probably real and fake because he knows this real stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But based off public information, there is no way China could outgun the United States.
Oh, no way in hell.
Especially in the naval department. They may have more
It's
boats.
like, you
but
might
they
have
don't
more
outweigh
boats,
firepower.
but we got the destroyers. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, tune in next time. Wait, why do we have two different floorings?
Yeah, my stuff imploded again, so all I heard was
God damn it. Nah, he does. Imperial doesn't know that I'm ending the episode. What are we gonna do?
I feel like I'm listening to some weird dubstep.
Well, while he's over there panicking at trying to figure out what I'm saying, tune in next time for another episode of Palworld. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, this is some weird Discord dubstep I'm listening to.
Yeah, see, he's having fun.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. We're ending the episode. That's what I was talking.
That's the end of the. I was gonna
Yes.
tell you it's the end of the episode, but I got caught on my little rant.
Yeah, I was talking to them. I was like, okay, while he's over there freaking out, we're gonna end the episode.
Ah, that's what you were saying. All I heard was
Yeah.
world. Why?
All right. Well, with that, see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed.
Oh, I'm not.
Obviously, you didn't enjoy it. Fuck the internet. Bye.